Hey, how you guys doing? Did you know that it has been mathematically proven that the Bible was written by God? Or if not by God, by an intelligence that is so far above us that it would be impossible for AI or any supercomputer to write this stuff. Uh, Stick around if you want to know more about it. And this is not a recent thing. This was done years, decades, and decades ago. Um, there was a young man named Ivan Panin. He was a Russian immigrant. He lived, I don't know, he was born in the 1800s, and he lived up until the mid 1900s, I guess. This brilliant young scholar, Ivan Panin, in the year 1882, which is a notable year in that it's just 1 year before my grandfather was born. Pop was born in 1883. Anyway, in 1882, Ivan Panin, a Russian immigrant, was just graduating from Harvard University, which was probably probably um, a great achievement back then. I don't know how much of an achievement it is now, uh, but we won't go into that. He knew several different languages, some of the ancient languages, Greek and Arabic, and languages such as that, Hebrew. And he was an agnostic or an atheist. But at some point during his young adult life, he became a Christian. He found a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. And he consequently enjoyed reading his Bible. And being a scholar, he sometimes would read it in the original languages. He was predominantly a mathematical genius, mathematic whiz, mathematician. And as he was reading one day, he noticed something shocking. Uh, Let me put this up on the screen. This is hard to visualize without it being. It's even hard to visualize with it being on the screen because it's not a very good printing of it. But Hebrew and Greek languages do not have a number system like we have. They use different letters of the alphabet to stand for different numbers. Here it shows you on this little, probably very hard for you to see chart. And Panin just one day on a lark, he just kind of started adding up the different numbers, the number values from the different words that were in the Hebrew and the Greek. And one day he replaced the letters for their numerical equivalent and added them. He's a mathematical genius. He just loves fooling with math. And the passage he was reading, in the passage he was reading, he noticed an amazing mathematical pattern and sequence. These patterns were far beyond random chance or any human ability to construct. Um, the more he studied, the more amazed he became. There were certain parts of the Bible that are divisible by prime numbers only. Um, many times, maybe most of the times, the number seven, divisible by seven. I'll give you some examples. I'm not going to be able to do it tonight, but just give you a little taste for what what I'm going to try to do Sunday. Hope I get the chance. We're getting really busy now. But Panin studied all over the Scripture and checked every Scripture, here and there and everywhere. And everywhere he looked, he found an elaborate mathematical pattern. So you couldn't take out one word or one letter, because the whole thing would unravel and fall apart. That's it. It's like a checking system that makes sure everything is exactly right. The words are exactly right. And he studied that. He made that his lifetime goal. He studied this, and he came up with 40,000 sheets of paper that he submitted to the Nobel Research Foundation, and said that he saw that as proof that God authored the Scriptures. And the Nobel people said, well, they can't, that sure looks like the way it is. This was back in the early 1900s. I don't know, it was 20s, 30s. I don't know exactly where. And this is not well known. Satan doesn't want it to become well known, and a lot of people who have written the newer Bible versions since the King James, they don't want it known either, because the text that they use in the newer versions, the NIV, the ESV, and all them other newer versions, are not from the proper text. They are from a man-made text, patchwork text of different scriptures that were picked and chosen. They're not from the Textus Receptus. So they don't want this known. So this has been all hushed up. But I'll try to get a bunch of information together and do some charts or something, so you can get a little bit of an idea about what this really is. But I'm just giving you a little taste of it tonight, because I thought you'd find it interesting. And you can look up or Google Ivan Panin, and I don't know what it'll tell you about him. I haven't looked him up. And I have just a little piece of paper here with this story about it on, and so I guess I should look him up. But anyway, this was considered proof that God wrote the Scriptures. It's a pretty elaborate thing, and I'll give you some examples this weekend. Anyway, hope you guys have a good Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. I hope things work out. We're getting buried here with stuff we need to do, other people's stuff and our stuff, pulling stuff and stuff for the farm, and yeah. So anyway, have a good evening. We'll catch you later. See you.